Hey there, my name's Haddan. This is for my new student dialogue for Clemson University as part of the requirement for the Library 100 course. The date is October 16th and it is 9:36 a.m. Alright, I feel as though my group achieved the true group dialogue that we were going for, because mostly everyone spoke at one point or another. Nobody really got mad. Nobody attacked each other, berated one another. So I guess that was probably good. Um, it seemed like everyone spoke their true feelings. I obviously don't know whether that's true or not because somebody could have been lying pretty easily. Um, there were definitely some more active voices in the group. There's probably like out of the 15 people, there's probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 people that spoke most of the time. And then there was some people that just interjected occasionally. Um, Most people did contribute to the conversation at one point or another, which is good. There may have been 1, maybe 2 that didn't talk at all. Um, yeah, like I said, there was definitely some people that were a bit more reserved in the group, and you could tell that when some people spoke, they didn't want to speak, but at least everybody gave it a shot. Um, I guess I played the role of like a medium talker in the group. I I mean I spoke occasionally, but I wasn't like saying stuff all the time. Then again, I wasn't just being reserved and quiet over in the corner. Um, I feel my role was pretty appropriate, and I was probably median group member. Um, I felt pretty comfortable with my role as a medium talker, as I'll call it. Um, I think dialogue is a component of Library 100 because the creators, whoever created Library 100, thinks it's important to have dialogue at Clemson University. Like we were talking about, dialogue's pretty much like everybody. Well, what we talked about in the group dialogue, that there's a big difference between dialogue and discussion, or dialogue and debate. Dialogue is everybody talking and saying their true feelings. Nobody's really arguing with each other. Nobody's competing for um, to win. There's no winner in the dialogue. And I guess the creators of Library 100 think that's pretty important to have at Clemson. Um, I don't, honestly, I don't really see how the dialogue provided me with any useful tools. I know how to talk to people. I mean, it's a pretty integral part of life to be able to talk to people. I'm not just some hermit under a rock that's never talked to anybody. So I don't really see how the group dialogue taught me any useful skills. But then again, I guess there's some people that don't really ever talk, so I guess it could be useful for others. Um, I just don't really see the purpose of the group dialogue from my point of view. I just, um, I probably like the average student probably just sees it as just another requirement for the Library 100 course. The average student isn't thinking, I really like to talk to people like that. Most people just see it as another requirement, more time they have to fill um, with just work for school. That's all most people see it as. I guess I could see how it could be useful for some people. Um, it's just kind of hard for me to see how it's useful for the average student. It's I just thought it was kind of silly, and I mean I felt like most people that were in there were like just ready to get it done with. That's all they thought about it. They just thought, I'm here. Just get this done. I just want to get it done. And that's personally how I feel about it. I just like the subject we talked about was the religious perception of the queer community, and we didn't even talk about that until like the last half hour of our group dialogue out of the 2 hours we had allotted. We didn't even talk about the subject that much. And when it finally got time to talk about the subject, the facilitators asked us some questions, and we walked to one side of the room or another, whether we agreed or disagreed, and then we didn't get to talk with each other that very long about the subject. So I don't understand why the group dialogue was given a certain subject to talk about if we're not going to even talk about it that long. I just thought that was kind of silly. But signing off.